Yes.
All right.
Nice and
good.
juicy.
Just checking.
I don't know. If we had to lose turkey from Thanksgiving, I'd be okay with that.
Jen.
I'm kind of feeling bad for the turkeys now, and now I'm feeling guilty.
You more of a ham person? You ham you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What about the pigs?
Them too? Oh my gosh.
Mashed potatoes for Greg.
Mashed potatoes and salad.
All right, you guys, here, go enjoy your Monday here.
Yeah,
a lot
safe
of
travels,
traffic.
everybody.
Yeah, safe traveling. A lot of traffic out there. A lot of people traveling. This is a big travel week, and there may be days to avoid getting behind the wheel because of storms in the forecast.
Yeah, and we're already tracking some storms in Arkansas, and this radar is going to get a lot busier as we go through later on this afternoon and evening, Jen.
Yeah, a lot to watch for you out there today here. It's all about thunderstorms. And again, the risk for severe weather, which you may not think about in the fall, but we do get the second season severe, and unfortunate timing is it's today.
Doesn't it seem like Thanksgiving week is the week that we always get the busiest weather? Well, we've got it today, of course. And in today's big deal, the trip over the river and through the woods may be a bit bumpy today, especially across parts of the South. Severe storms could put the brakes, though, on travel in places like Jackson, Mississippi. Air travel at some of our busiest airports could also see delays from the system that is trucking
We want to
across.
time out for specific cities then when you're going to be dealing with the possibility of severe weather today. Here, let's zoom in to Louisiana. We've got Shreveport looking north here up towards Texarkana as well. We've got some thunderstorms ongoing right now, but as we get through the day, that's when all those ingredients Greg was just talking about start coming together, and we bring in risks like this. The risk for storms being tornadic. There's a 3 on the Torcon, Texarkana. There's a 5 on the Torcon in Shreveport. Again, it's a scale that goes from 1 to 10. So right in the middle here with that threat of storms that may rotate. And with all the energy and the wind shear that Greg talked about here, we'll see that potential. It doesn't mean every storm is going to rotate or that every storm is going to drop a tornado, but that potential is there. And so you need to be ready to get warnings. This is about 5 o'clock in the afternoon here. We're getting into the tail end of all of this around the Shreveport area. But until then, here, right through the heart of the afternoon, you are definitely in it. Tonight looking much better for you. Now, let's go over to Jackson, where we have a 5 on the Torcon as well, down towards Brookhaven and up towards Yazoo City. Again, a 5 on the Torcon for today. Thunderstorms will be moving in a bit later than they will be in Shreveport because everything will be building out there first. But we take you through the day, and there might be a few scattered showers here late morning, early afternoon. You notice how they're coming up from the south. That's the southerly flow coming in. When they start moving in from the west, these are the ones that will have all of the wind shear and everything else, the ingredients with them. Possible severe weather here. Damaging winds, another risk that we have with the thunderstorms that we will see. This is about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. Thunderstorms still coming through. It's not until after midnight, really, that we can give you the all clear and that line of storms here is through. So multiple chances, too. It's not just one line of storms that we're looking at. Let's go to Louisiana and talk about New Orleans and southern Mississippi, where we've got thunderstorms here, a 5 up into Macomb. We've got a 3 into New Orleans on the Torcon for today. Again, the risk of storms that may rotate, the risk of straight line winds as well, though, coming out of some of these thunderstorms. And as we get you into the afternoon, couple of showers start first. Again, coming up from the south, those are not the ones that are likely to be severe. It's this line that starts tracking in as we get through the evening. This is 10 o'clock now here into New Orleans and up towards Macomb and Baton Rouge. Continuing after midnight, after dark, after you're probably sleeping. Make sure you have a way to get woken up by warnings if they're issued and know where you would go. All right, so we're going to watch this through today for the risk of severe. Let's track this east, Greg, towards the East Coast for tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do that.
This is the start of the big travel week for Thanksgiving. Now, travel plans may be delayed in the South. We've got a Torcon, so we're talking about the risk of tornadoes. It's a 5 here today across parts of the South. Tomorrow it's a 3.
Yeah, so a couple days worth of severe weather reminiscent of what you might see in spring, but it's also a reminder, Jenna, you were pointing out earlier, you know, November can sometimes be that second severe season, and we've got it is today in the next couple of days.
So many years. There's a big storm for the Thanksgiving travel week, and sometimes it brings snow, sometimes it brings rain. This time it's going to bring severe weather.
Yeah, and the threat for tornadoes is significant, especially this afternoon, maybe more so today than tomorrow, but even tomorrow you can see on the map, we do have a shot at, and it's not just tornadoes, I might add, it's also severe thunderstorms with damaging winds as well, and maybe some hail. So a cold front's going to be moving through and bringing all that weather along its way.
And rain in itself, too, is going to be heavy at times here, which we'll have to track into tomorrow as that rain really picks up here. So there's a lot to look at. Let me take you into what we are finding today with that risk of thunderstorms. The big deal, of course, is the risk of severe weather. And we're going to be watching for that here across parts of the southeast. You know, when we have a 5 in the Torcon, that means that dangerous weather is anticipated. Tornado watches are likely, and strong tornadoes potentially EF2 or greater are a possibility. So you want to make sure that you are ready, always ready to take action if you're under tornado warning, and monitor the forecast. Get your warnings and know where you would go. You know, Greg, we're going to be watching for these thunderstorms here, even into the overnight, which is always a big concern for us, that people have a way to get woken up by their warnings.
Severe weather in November is not that uncommon, not the best that fall has to offer, but there are some pretty nice things about fall. How about leaves changing, temperatures cooling, right? Just a couple of fall's joys.
Yeah, but we know it can also bring an uptick in severe weather, and meteorologist Stephanie Abrams has more details on a concerning trend in recent years. Avoid getting behind the wheel because of storms, and we want to talk about that. Today is actually one of those days across parts of the South.
Yeah, there's a big swirly behind us. Jen and I were talking about that. This is going to be the storm system overall that's going to bring the severe weather threat. Really, that's going to increase during the afternoon and overnight hours tonight.
And we have thunderstorms right now. They're not severe, although lightning is always a risk here, so don't discount that. But we know the storms that develop through the afternoon are going to tap into more energy the atmosphere is providing.
Yes, it's all going to kind of focus itself over the southern plains later on this evening. Now, we're already tracking storms, as you mentioned, across parts of Arkansas, and the radar is going to get busier as we go into the afternoon and evening hours, as you rightly mentioned, Jen. And, you know, today, a big deal. The travels could be kind of bumpy across this region. Elevated convection likely in parts of central Arkansas. You know, this is the start of a big travel week for Thanksgiving, but travel plans may be delayed in the south. We've got Torcons out there with a chance for tornadoes across parts of the deep south, especially later on today.
Yeah, 5 today, a 3 tomorrow. You know, look, this area that we're watching, Louisiana into Mississippi, no stranger to storms, but you know, you do think of the spring, even summer, more than you think of the fall for thunderstorms. Just, you know, check with your neighbors, make sure everyone knows there's this risk of storms today.
Yeah, and it continues on into tomorrow as well. The same system that's going to potentially bring that severe weather today and tonight moves to the east tomorrow. These areas are at risk for seeing a couple of tornadoes.
Yeah. No severe yet, and we didn't, you know, expect necessarily to see that, but I want to show you where we are right now with the atmosphere and then how things are going to play out.
Indeed, and you've got an explanation of Torcons, which is, I think, really important, right? Because we need to know, when we show these maps all the time, what does a Torcon of 3, 4, or 5 mean? Yeah,
we try to give you a scale for you and how to assess what the risk is today, and we've got a 5 in Louisiana and in Mississippi, and a 5 on the Torcon means that dangerous weather is anticipated. Tornado watches are likely. Watch means that the atmosphere is ripe to start producing storms. It doesn't mean they're happening yet.